All right, fellas, welcome to the field. It's fucking hot out. For one, it is fucking hot. But so far, everything feels really good. We just finished our warm-up, feeling smooth. There's a little bit of achiness, but nothing that's out of the ordinary. We're gonna get started with 2 warm-ups in that 20 to 30 yard range, and then we're gonna get into, I believe, 2 sets of 3 of 30. Well, actually, no, I think it's 20. It's a 10-yard excel into a 10-yard fly. Well, I will double check that when we get there. Anyway, as it stands right now, 2 sets, 20 to 30 excel. So you're looking at second or third cone out there. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, here we go. This is warm-up number 2, and I'm thinking about doing a third. I don't know, kind of depends. Because again, just like everything, like sometimes, you know, when you're lifting, you're feeling really good. You don't feel like you need to make a smaller jump, so you just, you know, or another warm-up, so you just go straight to your working set, get it done. So sometimes that's how it can feel here too. So, all right, we're riding accelerations just a little bit longer this time. Okay guys, so I made the decision to just jump straight into it because I am feeling pretty good. So here's the deal. We got 3 sets of 3 of 10-yard buildups into 10-yard flies. So last week it was 2 sets of 3 of the same rep prescription. So we're adding a whole additional, like what, 60 yards? Which should be fine because last week I felt great. So hopefully we can kind of maintain that momentum going into today. One thing I do have to remember, because I know I fucked it up at least once last week, was I wasn't cutting my acceleration at 10 yards. I was like continuing to accelerate, and there was one time where like I hit the gas at the 20, which is when I was supposed to be done. So with that being said, focus. 10-yard buildup into a 10-yard fly. All it is. Quit fucking it up. All right. So anyway, let's go. This is gonna be rep 1 of 3, set 1 of 3. So it's gonna be a while. We're at 20 minutes right now, so it's gonna be a long one. But luckily for you guys, you won't be out here sweating your fucking balls off for as long as I am. In fact, you're probably chilling in the AC, which is nice. Lucky you. All right, just as a reminder, guys, I am taking full recovery through these reps. So typically it's like 1 minute per 10 yards, but that's a very loose rule because sometimes like 1 minute passes, I'm feeling good. Let's just go ahead and go again. Who cares? It's not until I kind of start to notice some mental fatigue where I'm like, yeah, maybe I should tone it down just a little bit. Starting to lose the hat a little bit on that acceleration. So probably gonna swap my mic location here, take the hat off. Acceleration's feeling good though. I'm getting better at maintaining that like positive shin angle and kind of like learning how to push down instead of pull. So that's feeling way better. And then not to mention just knee drive. I'm feeling way stronger when I go like knee drive. I think I was probably recovering too much heel. I probably still do. But it feels good as it is because I focus more on knee than I do foot. I think it helps. Alright guys, mic location has moved, so if it sounds like shit now, I'm sorry. You gotta do it, man. I'm getting too fast. Too fast, dude. I'm like the Flash. Everything's just flying off. All right, this is last one of the first set. All right, and I don't take longer rest periods between sets. I just keep the rest period the same, and I just kind of treat it as 9 reps just in a row. I just divvy it up that way so that it's easier to keep track of volume-wise. That's all. In the fabric I spill, every stitch is a kill, every thread is a thrill. Drowning in the cash flow, let it pour on my skin. Turn my thunder blinker, then all me begin. They want loyalty, but give me serpent eyes. Now I'm striking out couture, watch the venom rise. Androgynous DJD with the switchblade smile. Seductive when I'm violent, deadly, we want a mile. Rockstar with a grudge, alien and free. You thought you knew me once, but that girl ain't me. Promise you something sweet, something lethal, cut through the heart like I'm see-through glass in my throat. When I breathe through, revenge is a blade and I need you. Slice so clean you won't feel it. Silver on my tongue now. All right, last one here for set 2. Last one for set 2. So if you guys recall from last week, when I got to this same rep is when I started to kind of push a little bit closer to max, 98% give or take, somewhere around there. I'm still dialing it back to like 95. And then on the third set is when I amp it back up to like 97, 98, whatever. Because I'm doing more volume, so I can't maintain the same level of intensity across more volume. That's insane, especially when it comes to this. So I'm throttling back just a little bit, and then when we get to our third set is when I'll ramp it up again. Anyway, this is number 6 out of 9 right here. All right, we're on our last set here, last 3. Same yardage, nothing has changed. 10-yard build up, 10-yard play. The wind picked up a little bit. I gotta make sure my umbrella doesn't go flying across the field. Good. Okay, so now we can crank it up a little bit. We were chilling at like 95. So we can go like 97.5, 98. I'm like really getting close to 100. But again, remember what I said, hitting 100 does nothing in terms of additional adaptation. Just really taxes the crap out of you. So staying underneath absolute maximal limit is a good idea. We're chilling. Everything feels good. If anything, it's just neural fatigue from having to exert myself so many times. Actually, that's not true. My legs feel tired too. No, not that I think it means much, but last time I was out here, I was doing these flies. I hit a 30-yard fly at 3.93, which I think is pretty fast. Now, albeit it was scuffed because it was, you know, my stopwatch method. So I'm having to, you know, stop and start that and stop it and try to focus on running max speed too. So it was probably scuffed, but hitting a 30-yard fly at 3.93 with only 10 yards to go is kind of insane, because I think that puts you like, what, at 4.5, maybe a little over, which is insane. And it's funny because when you see that, you're like, there's no way that's accurate. But you never know. That's why I really want speed gates. This is our last repetition, number 9. Yeah, and then it just off. I figured. Ripped right out. My umbrella just took a little tumble. Which isn't anything crazy. It's 3 sets of 2, and I'm gonna mimic 6 hurdles. So again, like Tuesday when we do high hurdles, and we're basically doing like, you know, knee tucks, like knee to chest kind of thing. For this, it's just kind of like knee to hips. So it's like a little 90-degree bend at the hips. 6 of them, walk back, do 6 more. That's 1 set. We're gonna do that 3 times total. So super straightforward, nothing crazy. Low tier plyometric stuff. Build some stiffness. There we go, we just do that again. Two more sets of that. That's all. Jeez. I gotta remember to keep it low, not high. Starting to feel the joint stress now. Not so much my ankles, more so in my knees. But that's what happens when you add a whole fucking 60 yards in 1 week. Is my umbrella gonna go flying again? No? You good over there? Okay. Dude. Grab my cones while I'm over here. Saving some energy. Just do it back. Nice. All right, pack it up. I'll see you nerds here soon in the home gym. We can lift some weights. Camera setup's gonna be a little wonky just because the weather kind of turned to crap, so gotta make sure I don't put my camera in the rain. But anyway, we're gonna start with Peterson step downs, or not Peterson, fucking Pelican step downs. And this is our prehab shit. So we're going through reps on each side of this, monster walk, and then some speed skaters. Nothing crazy, same crap as last time. Doing my little step down, making sure I completely extend the knee at the top without ripping out my leg hair. And I think, did I say 10 or 15? I don't even remember. It's 15, you idiot. We're gonna switch legs here. Ooh, again without losing balance. I lost my balance. Nice. Monster walks, which are basically just lateral steps. Nothing crazy. We're just going back and forth here. I guess I'll stand this way. I guess it doesn't really matter. It's nothing fancy to look at, right? We're stepping out. Back in. Out again. 4. 8. 9. Woo! Now we got speed skaters, which is basically just a dynamic version of what we just did. But I don't get too aggressive with it. I keep it kind of methodical, rhythmic. One side, 2. Boom. Easy peasy. Now we're gonna get into hang cleans. So I gotta move some of this crap. Take the bench, the TRX, put the safeties up, and we'll get to work. We added 1 set to the cleans. So instead of 5x3 from last week, going to 6x3. Probably same weight, maybe. We'll see. If I do go up, it's just gonna be like 115 to 125. It's not gonna be anything crazy. All right, 115 on the bar. Like I said, we're probably gonna stay here for like 4 sets, 5, whatever. And then if we want to go up, then we can go up. We're just, as long as these stay snappy, that's all I really care about. You know what I mean? Given how this feels, I think the last 3 sets I'll probably go to 125 because I'm getting to a point where like the bar is kind of floating above my shoulder a little bit. So I can obviously add weight. So I'm also just kind of being a priss about it. But I'm not doing much. I'm literally going from 115 to 125. So we'll do that now. One more. All right, time to quarter squat. What did we do last week? I think it was like 285, I think. Whatever, I don't even remember. We're gonna try and go up by 10 pounds, maybe more, because we're going from 3s to 2s. Hey guys, you know the drill. Empty bar first. And 275 is what we did last week, so I'd like to do 295 actually, especially since by the time we got to the end of the sets last week, I finally kind of figured it out, like what I needed to do. So, go figure. So now that we kind of know what to do, I'm a little more confident with the weight selection, so we'll definitely go up. So. And I don't think 10 pounds would suffice, especially going from 3s to 2s. I'm already good at that rep range, so it's like I should be doing more. It's just because I never quarter squat, so it's just so awkward. I know I said doubles, but I'm just doing one more so that like I can just get some reps in. But we're gonna be fast with this progression. All right, we're at previous week's weight now, which we were doing for 3s. We're going to do it for 2. And then 295 from here, I think, is reasonable. We got 3 sets across. So, what is that? 6 reps down from 9. Oh. All right, 295 is loaded. We're gonna do 3 sets of 2. If it feels stupid easy compared to what I'm expecting, we'll go up again. Just because I think I finally have the technique down. Or at least it feels way better. Oh. Now it feels appropriately heavy. It doesn't feel like obnoxiously light. So we'll probably just leave it there. Call it for what it is. One more. All right, guys. So we got a single leg, hand assisted TRX single leg squat. Okay. So we're gonna be up on the wedge, hand assist, chilling, drop down, single leg squat. One more. Little mini break in between legs here. Not much. Let's go again. Make sure I'm aligned here.
Everyone's an op eventually. Trust is this expensive. I learned that at 15. Now I charge what I'm worth. Frozen on my neck. Imagine how I operate. Clinical with every step. No mistakes. No witnesses. They offer double two stop. I just laugh and finish. This is my soul memory now. Breathing in and breathing out.
One more of those. Let's do left first. Fuck. Oh man, that's a toughie. Right. Oh God. All right, we are supersetting some stuff this time because I don't really like how long it took last time. So I'm gonna do these bird dogs and then immediately go do our oblique crunches. And I'll probably keep the camera rolling and then just make the cut in editing. So who cares? And I'll just keep it rolling the whole time. We're just trying to knock these out ASAP. So if you're curious how this goes, maintain kind of like a bear plank position. So knees are right underneath the hips, knees are off the ground, and then we do alternating like arm reaches, right? And this is gonna be for 10. So it's 5 per 10 total. Right, knees are up. I'm in that bear plank position. Go out. Or 10. Make sure I don't hit my head on my bar. And then I'm just gonna pivot the camera slightly over here. Meow. Boom. Tilt us up just a little bit. Cool. We're doing obliques. Nice. Oh, big stretch. Feels great. There's our 15. We're gonna take a quick rest period, do that one more time, and we're all done. All right, fellas, we're coming in just under an hour. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Ooh, okay. All right, knees are up. Oh. 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 Whew. Over the back extension. Oh. Going for 15 per side. I'm sure y'all notice I don't do this with weight. And you're probably like, why? Or why not? Really, I gotta make sure I don't lose count. Really, it's just because I treat this more as like mobility work when I'm doing it this late in a workout. And so I'll load it if it's, you know, super easy. But even by the time I get to 15, I can feel it already. I don't need to load this super hard. I'm just trying to get some movement through my spine. Oh, a little bit of ab work, not much. You know, just sub max. Two more. Ooh. Well, I'll talk about that right now. Is going to our little post-workout yap here. So hopefully that's not too high. Ugh. Yeah, cool. So basically, like, I don't want to yap for too long. Trying to relax. I'm very hungry. But I just want to say this real quick because it just, you know, popped into my head. So, you know, for a long time, me and friends of mine and pretty much everybody I knew, honestly, trained the high intensity method, which max out on everything or go to failure on everything. And you realize the longer you do that, it's not conducive to a long lifting career unless you're just doing a lot of other things to balance out in terms of submax work or, you know, different ranges of motion or, you know, whatever, what have you. But if you're actually hitting failure all the time, year round, it eventually starts to have its downsides because it's hard to train like that all the time. And, you know, people will see some of the stuff I do here and be like, you know, why is it so underloaded? You know, or you definitely had this many more reps left, like you weren't even close to failure, you know, whatever. And that's part of the reason because I intend on training until I die. And as it stands right now, I feel fucking great. And if I do suffer from any sort of acute pain, it's normally just because my training program is just so fucking brutal, relatively speaking, that, you know, hard training takes its toll. Like that's true with regardless of the method. Hard training is fucking hard and it takes its toll. But there's a way to balance things out. And that's mostly just through variation. And when you use variation, you're looking at different ranges of motion, you're looking at different tempos, you're looking at different setups just in terms of hand or foot position or the degrees of freedom that they're allowed to have throughout the movement as opposed to like fixed things. Not to mention open versus closed chain stuff, like all sorts of stuff like that, all allows you to train year round super hard and avoid chronic pain. And it's not like I'm making this shit up either, because I have friends that actively train that way that talk about how much they hurt, how things always ache. And it's like, I wouldn't know. Like, I have flare ups. Like, you guys have heard me say when I'm out here on the field, my calves are sore as shit or my knees start to ache a little bit. But guess what? It's gone. Like, the same training week, and I'm training week long. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have multiple days off. I train daily. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, so just with that being said, when people see stuff being underloaded or not loaded at all and like, clearly sub max sets, like that's why, because some stuff just benefits just from moving. And some things that is their purpose is just moving or just low load. You're not trying to maximally load every single thing that you do. And I'm not saying that doing that is wrong either, because there's plenty of people that do it that way and see great gains, don't hurt, everything's going great. So clearly it works, right? But to blanketly assign it to everyone and be like, yeah, this is how you should train is obviously asinine. You know what I mean? So you got to find stuff that works for you. And one of the things that I have found works for me really well is keeping certain things sub max. And I've been on discussion boards before where people are like, oh, you're going to get hurt maxing out all the time, because I max out like twice a week on conjugate. And I'm like, brother, I've been doing this for years with no issues, like literally none. Now, albeit I'm not insanely strong, I'm not even squatting 500 pounds. I just hit 400 last year. Like, now, albeit there's some different constraints there because I've hit 400 before, but like with all sorts of assistance. It's just for like some quick context. And so last year, like I was hitting high bar belt only, like in like ATG, like rubbing my fucking taint against the ground. So, that feels good. And I did that without pain. No back pain, no knee pain, no hip pain, nothing. ATG, high bar, belt only. I felt fucking great. And then I did a whole workout after. Like, so with that being said, you just got to find what works for you, really. And luckily for us as people, there's a million different ways to train, and all of them work, no matter how stupid you may think they are. They all work because there's people that do those workouts and see killer gains. Because at the end of the day, what it is consistency of effort. How hard are you actually training? And then consistency. Literally. So if you've been training for 15 years, yeah, you're probably pretty fucking jacked and probably pretty fucking strong. So, but again, if you have a normal life like most people, you're going to have ebbs and flows throughout those 15 years. You're going to have periods of time where you are the most jacked, most tan, most fucking whatever you've ever been in your life. And then you're going to have periods where you're a little weaker. Maybe you hurt a lot, or whatever. And so, you have ebbs and flows as you go through your life. You just try to maintain the highest possible average as you age, right? And sometimes that involves changing how you train. So how you trained when you were 18 probably ain't working anymore if you're 35. You know what I mean? So anyway, that was a long enough rant. Holy fuck. What am I at? Like 6 minutes? Okay, I'll shut the fuck up. I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.